Thank you very much, Matthew. I haven't got anything lined up for Bellew of the Week for episode
Happy
428.
birthday, by the way, dude. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Roberto. Thank you very much indeed. Let's see what might get an oldie and a goodie out tonight just to celebrate, shall we? Maybe a bit of Areola.
Woo! My motherfucking dick.
Get down on it.
That's
like AB does, baby.
It's very succinct.
No. Or maybe a bit of Eddie.
So in 10 days' time, touch wood, DAZN have the entire roster of middleweight world champions. So people like Charlo, you no fights for you. If you want to be a world middleweight champion, you better join DAZN ASAP.
Still waiting.
That's him told.
Actually,
let me see. It's got to be the best one here to celebrate my birthday in episode 428. We'll go into Bellew of the Weeks with a bit of Tony himself, old Antonio.
You and this boxing asylum, whatever you're called, right? You see, you must be the most bored man on planet Earth, because what you do is you sit and talk about what the fuck I do. Remember this, right? What you talk about, I do. I do it. You talk about it, I do it. So that gives me the right to say whatever I want about what I do. It doesn't give you the right because you don't do it. Now, if you show me a video of you doing it and doing it at the level I do it at, then maybe you can have a say. But remember this, I fight, you watch. It's that simple. That's all it's about. I fight, you watch. No one gives a shit about what you say or what you do, but they give a shit about me because I fight. I don't watch. Simple as that. Your podcast isn't worth a carrot. I don't give a shit what you say, what you do. If you've got something to say to me, I'm not hard to find. I'm usually on the front row of boxing events. Come and say hello, or come and say to me what you'd say to me on your daft podcast. But remember this, I get more views with a fart than what you get with a 2-hour podcast. On that
note. I was telling my cousin about this last week, by the way, and he was like, what? He's like, Tony Bellew did a response to his fucking podcast. I was like, yeah. Said it wasn't worth the carrot, and he's like, "No way, man, no way!" Like that's a big deal. So we're giving Tony. Obviously, we don't want to give away too much about the lineup for the live show, but you never know who's going to make an appearance. Even Anthony, even Ed.
Oh, Tony! Let's see if he makes an appearance in the Bellew of the Week this week. He might do. Who knows? Take Ames is the first man up, though. He said Rosado versus Eggington would be wild. And Mason at Eggy Phil nominated him for that one. No Boxio, no life, sorry. Said, yeah, going to have to jump on this as well. Sorry, Ames. Ames took it on the chin, very much like Rosado and Eggington, you might say. And as
like McCruisley, you mean? Yeah. Simple as he's still standing, though.
Ames is back up at the count of 88 tonight as he joined us in the chat after that one. Could be an early winner here. Who knows? Tim Boxeo. Shout out to Tim Boxeo, by the way. Excellent podcast. Go and give it a listen. He's a top man. He watches all the shit of the day and good stuff too, like Saul Farah, Mayhem in Bolivia. Saul Farah, likely behind on the cards, is dropped by debutant Pedro Tabarez in the 6th. Tabarez then stomps on Farah with both hands and feet while the champion is on the canvas. Farah defends his Bridgerweight title with a DQ victory in Pando, Bolivia, nominated by a lot of people, including Peg Ardinio. Andy,
yes.
Don't worry. I have it here. I've cut the video. Enjoy this, guys.
Two of them. This is quality.
Ready? Let's go.
Asshole.
Romper stomper.
You heard a Mexican style. That was Mexican style. Jump on their head when they're on the ground as well. That's the fucking.
That's Bolivian style.
A goodbye. Salvador, a goodbye.
Do you remember, Steve? Remember the one where we had him throwing the belt at one of his opponents, and the commissioner stepped in and pulled the opponent out because he was deemed not experienced enough. And he gets dropped off a fucking debutante there last night with a left hand.
That's the same guy, though, is it not? Is it not? Is he the guy who they wouldn't give him a crack at the Bridgerweight title because he wasn't experienced enough, and then Sal Farah stuck the nut on him. So as ultimate revenge, he drops him and then kicks him in the head. Look, Andy, let me write my own fucking story for this. It doesn't have to be the truth. It's fucking Sal Farah.
I could have been Bridgerweight champion, but instead I decided to kick him in the face. If asked to do over again,
that is fucking amazing. Some shot, by the way, to drop and see that there hasn't been that much spray fly off someone's head since fucking Wilder iced Ortiz in the fucking rematch. Holy shit.
Hang is all, man. You can't go about stamping people's heads like that. You can't who that is. That's a 2-weight champion you're talking about, a national champion. You can't go about stamping people's heads like that. I thought it was a reenactment for fucking. What do you call it again? That film, American History X, and
I like Romper Stomper as well. Like you said, the Aussie film.
You're supposed to chew the coca, not snort it, buddy.
You never look at live and die by two phrases. Never give a sucker an even break. And the last fair fight I saw was in a Western. Shout out to that fella. Kick him in the fucking head, man, when he's down. Fuck Sal Farah. Hold up that
2 feet next time.
Oh man, we're fucking. The rematch is gonna include a flying elbow from the top rope. I'm telling you.
Bad stuff. Just in time for Jason Chuckwew turning up. Thanks to Jim McDonald Boxing, who has sent us a $5 in the super chat. He says, "Happy birthday, Stevie. Thank you very much. Keep on going through the 6 levels, fella, but don't be exerting yourself into positions. We'll try our best." Thank you very much, Jim. Much appreciated. There you are, Sal Farah. It's going to be hard to beat that one, isn't it?
I'll be Jim getting a pre-order email as well.
Good old Jim. Thanks, Jim. You've added yourself to the list, the only list that matters. DAZN Boxing, this is going to be good. Tony Bellew, Gabe is never in a bad fight. Jaguar nominating him for that, along with a few other people, including Michael Thompson, who tried to remove his nomination after Mr. Melakuziev got completely iced. There you go, Tony, Anthony, as we call him. Spot on the money, as usual. Here's another fella here as well, Rob Barnett, nominating Billy Joe Saunders. Thomas Skinner said, "Another day, another delivery. It was an absolute pleasure to deliver one of our famous aloe vera king-size mattresses and garden patio heaters to world-class and world champion Billy Joe Saunders. What an absolute gentleman, and thank you for the signed gloves. Bosh," says Thomas Skinner. Rob Barnett says, "For just about every part of this tweet, and how fat is Billy? He won't be able to see through that eye is the only thing, and enjoy his mattresses and garden patio heaters. He's looking a bit on the tubby side there, is old Billy Joe."
He might be having trouble with that eye, but he's obviously not having trouble finding the fridge.
Good old Billy Joe. Tyson Fury's looking quite svelte here, alongside Jared Big Baby Anderson, who's been nominated by Declan Graffin. Paper rounds in today, literally, says Jared, who's getting ready for the pay-per-view experience. Here's one for you, Andy. Mr. Greg Cross, boxing casual, has nominated Chavez Jr. Fresh off his win last night, or his whatever he was up to. Did he lose last night?
He lost.
Oh, did he? Oh, I've been trying to avoid that, man. I don't even want to touch it. Chavez Jr. Canelo never hurt me. What about this, Andy? I want the rematch. Not going to happen now that I've just found out he's lost.
Listen, his dad actually got Canelo in the ring there last night to govern his corner for the last round, right? This is the guy who actually wants Canelo to be his own son and wants to fucking actually put that one out in the trash because you saw him. Was it when the fights he bailed in? He washed the hair blue. Who was it who fought that night? And he bailed
Jacobs.
Jacobs, his dad's sitting there ringside like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you ain't no son of mine."
Dad's like, "I went 89-0. I was shagging Salma Hayek, and you're coming to the ring with fucking blue hair and losing to Anderson Silva. What's the matter with you? Get out in the fucking yard, you prick."
Poor motherfucker has been traded in for a guy who burns after 15 minutes in the sun.
Yeah, he's running about with woman's hot pants on, getting 250 grams worth of fucking jewellery stolen. What else is
250 grams? Word up his fucking nose. That's so
was he? Remember he got on a plane? And did he not say something about what was it he said again? How did you go fucking figure that one out? It was not something to do with COVID. That's what it was. You walked on the plane, absolute fucking death. No, that's what it was. Not. You got on the plane and somebody sat in the place and says, "You got COVID," because you looked like shit.
He would need COVID to wake him up a bit. Talking of waking up, Chuckwew's in the chat on the board as always. He says, "Shocking refereeing in Ritz and Ponce." You better a week.
He's fucking Captain Current Affairs, Chuckwew always, isn't he?
Oh, what?
Okay, then.
Always on the cutting edge of boxing news.
Must be fake Chuckwew, that. Who else we got? Lewis Kelly has been nominated Tone. So has the Motor City Cobra. Tony says, "This week has been a nightmare for training. and I have no idea why. Couldn't be bothered. Feeling fed up, to be honest, just feeling sorry for myself. Stuck on a bit of motivational shite on SoundCloud and worked through it. If I can do it, so can you people. Don't wait till Monday. You got to give it to him, Matty, old Tony there, fucking up and making it about him. If he can do it, then we all can.
Not fucking up.
Hey, Anthony understands that it's all about accountability. And, as long as he holds himself accountable, I believe that he can get through this and find himself back down to 10-ish.
As long as you can hold him accountable at his level. If you can do it at his level, then you can talk about it. If you've never done it at his level before, then shut your fucking mouth.
No.
Yeah,
Well, I think not training and getting fat as fuck, I'm sure, is something we've all done at his level, so we can have maybe an opinion.
It's funny.
I tell you, think he's fucking depressed and fat as fuck now. Wait till he finds out he's not going to the zone. Hey.
Oh, good old Tone. No Consent Hearn. Mohamed Mia has nominated this. It was doing the rounds this week. BLM Boxing Twitter. Respectfully, there are 5 faces of boxing: Canelo, Clarissa Shields, Errol Spence Jr., Gervonta Davis, and Wilder. And also jumping in here, guys, was Wendy Rui. She suggested Muhammad Ali. She said, respectfully, there are only 5 megastars in boxing, past and present, according to age: Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo, and Gervonta Davis, says Miss Rui. And also, talking of stars, what about Graham Lanson? Dropping in a tenner? All the best, mate, he says. There's another one for the list, Roberto.
Is that Lanson or Janssen? Like Lisa Janssen, who used to be, remember her? She used to find things, she used to voice over everything on the word. Anyway, let's not fucking go down.
Oh, yeah.
Shout
Lisa
out to her
Lanson.
if it is her.
Just a wee update, guys. Julian Williams is pulled out of that fight next week against Brian Mendoza.
Oh, suck my fucking cock.
I think it was Williams' first fight with his. Wasn't he training under Sugar Hill now?
I can't mind, but Keith Iddick's just apparently he's injured or something. I've not got the full story yet, but he's BoxRec's got the story just now. I was going to pull it up.
There you go.
Good man, Graham. You'll be getting the pre-sale dates to the live Asylum shows. Well, good on you, man. Good stuff.
Discounted rate as well. Discounted rate on that as well.
Yeah, Graham Lanson. Let me just add you to the list here alongside Ryan Deal as well. Who else did we have? Jim McDonald Boxing and was it Niall M, the other guy who added it as well?
Yeah.
He's doing a fight on as well. Don't want to forget these boys. There we are. Niall M is on the list as well. Thank you very much. Okay, let's
all
move
eligible for the hand job in the alley.
Yep, absolutely. There you go.
Yeah,
Circle says Lee's. She's selling meat. She's selling meat outside.
Yeah, Lisa Lanson. I remember her.
Circle said Lisa Lanson will get ploughed. Good man, Jason. He's walking up. Hey.
He's woken up. Matty, I should hand this one over to you. Malik Scott. What's he up to now?
Oh no. OnlyFans.
So this is an excerpt from an interview with Malik Scott after the press conference for Wilder Fury 3. He said, well, number one, he's very stubborn, Scott said, referring to Wilder. You know what I mean? Even though he's rededicated his life and everything to the craft, he's very stubborn. But like most legends or like most gifted people, they have things with them. Like even Fury, he has his things with him. A lot of people think he's crazy. Most people that are like that. Marvin Gaye is one of my favorite artists of all time, musician-wise. He had his thing with him. Michael Jackson, he's got these people that have their thing with them.
This is the guy who's going to be in the corner on not Fight Night in July. When is it? July 24th?
Oh, what? Hey, Rob, is there any OnlyFans videos yesterday?
Why you ask? As if I'm fucking signed up to Malik Scott's OnlyFans. I only know it because the listeners tell us. I don't fucking subscribe to that. Fuck's sake. No, I'm not paying for OnlyFans, man. I'm an old schooler. You have to send me the photos, or that's it. I'm not fucking going behind the paywall to get them. What was I going to say though? Malik Scott. I watched that live, and it was more awkward than it sounded when it was read out there, because he took real offense to Fury saying that he busted his eardrum. In sparring, he was like, yeah, but you can fight, Tyson. Why are you saying that for? You could fight. If you were some fella who couldn't fight and then you burst my eardrum, that could be something to say, but you're a good fighter, you burst my eardrum. This is not a stat. And the whole fucking press conference just ended up being about eardrums. So that's about as exciting as you can get when on the fucking third time out between these two. They've said everything that they can say, done everything that they can do, and fuck me, man, am I sick of that fucking Wilder Fury fight. Sick of it. Don't want to fucking see it. Don't want to watch it. Can't fucking wait to get out of the road. Hate it.
Endorsement for Rob there. Rob will no doubt like Fight Zone on Friday night in the car park with Dennis Hobson, Mickey Lennon. nominated Bellew of the Week for this guy. I don't know his name, but he had over 100 L's on the Fight Zone card. He had to have his hair cut off, Rob, like Malignaggi in the Love More and Do fight. I believe he's from Latvia, this guy.
All right, I'll take the fucking listener's word for it. I don't think I'm going to dig into this for myself. Fucking hell. No chance.
Just see a bit of tape being applied there. Bellew of the Week from Aaron Beach. He says, Bellew of the Week for these two, Anthony Crolla and Sonny Edwards. These two outfits. Crolla looks like the suburban church-going dad whose son's gone off the rails and started to listen to hip-hop.
It looks like a cut Frank James Franco talking to a cut rake Justin Bieber.
Oh, yeah, he definitely looks like he's asking him, have you ever heard Immortal Technique, mate? Sick.
Actually, it kind of looks like a cancer kid who got a wish to meet James Franco.
He's ended up with Anthony Crolla instead. Back to hairdos, Andy. Beck the Bully is a vibe. We mentioned this earlier, didn't we? The old jelly bowl over the hair with the kitchen scissors job that your ma used to do back in the 80s.
Absolutely deserved to get knocked out for that hairdo last night. Jesus Christ, man, that was bad.
Fucking Lloyd Christmas walking into the ring.
Oh dear, another tattoo.
Oh, no.
Joe Kennedy is nominated this from the SBN ringside. This guy got the full Ward Gatti tattooed all around his body and up his neck. And
There's a video to go with that, isn't
It's better than the fucking Billy Joe one anyway, I'll tell you that much. It's fucking better shout than the Billy Joe one.
That's
Fucking hell.
outrageous,
What was
though.
that?
That is absolutely outrageous, though. He's even got it up his neck.
Well, you dream of
Imagine going
tattoos
for-
like this, but very rarely do they live up to
imagine
expectations.
going for a job interview like that, man. Friggin' hell. I wonder if the Billy Joe one's been covered with this now.
And just
Yeah,
I wanted to symbolise the fight by getting an aloe vera bed.
See, you can actually zoom in on his face, by the way. The right side of his face actually looks like a big swelling part coming out of his still. You notice that?
Yeah.
He'll never fight again, I don't think.
No, he won't. Hatton Bomb, our Patreon subscriber extraordinaire, has nominated Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. again for missing weight, forfeiting 100k to Anderson Silva. Wendy Rui has been nominated again by Parkology. We got that one earlier. Greg Cross, can't believe Shakura retweeted this. Ghetto Love, Brick City Bombers tweeted out, so these coons were criticising Shakur Stevenson for not knocking out Jeremiah Nakathila, yet they were both not knockout artists. And then he went on to add some stats, referring to Tim Bradley and Andre Ward in the nicest possible way there.
Listen, don't be talking.
Uses coons these days. The fuck is this 1960s Alabama?
No, I think it's an in-house term. But
Yeah.
don't be talking shit. Don't be talking shit about Andre. Me besto, Andre Ward. Bestos we are. He reposted me Instagram story yesterday when I said he gave the Crusher a lesson because it was the anniversary of the Kovalev fight, wasn't it? So he reposted it. We exchanged a few messages on IG. I'm not going to tell everybody about it, but we're practically bestos now. So you never know who's going to be on the lineup for the live event. Yeah, when it happens. Yeah, he's a big fan of Fools and Horses, Andre Ward. Said it was a fucking motivation for him in the Kovalev 2 fight. So yeah.
Andre Ward there, getting in touch with Up Kelly. Another one for you, Andy, here. Ryan Garcia is to co-star in an untitled feature film inspired by his life and career to date. This is a good one. A blockbuster near you soon.
Can't wait to see this one, mate. There'll be shagging galore in this picture. Like, you can just see it. Baby mama's coming out every orifice I can imagine. But if you remember listening back to the guys in the boxing rant, that this guy's been groomed for this. You know, he runs about with a camera crew and stuff. His family does it, or anyway. So it's a bit early though. Like he's never achieved anything. He's only had a couple of good knockout wins. Got dropped in his last fight against Luke Campbell. Come back, won it, done well. Come on.
I hope it's not like family friendly and there's like just pork and broads in it and shit.
I hope at the start of it he's looking in the mirror and he's just like, Mom spaghetti. Palms
are sweaty.
Good old Ryan there, getting nominated. Michelle Joy Phelps been nominated by Gavin Stevens. I just landed in Miami and turns out the Lopez Cambosos fight is postponed on the ball as usual.
Well,
there.
chuck with her then, eh? Mr.
I think that was yesterday. Joe Law.
I think she wanted an excuse to go to Miami and just like, fuck it, I'm still going to charge the company.
Who is this Joseph Laws, by the way? Who is this guy?
It's Joe Laws, the boxer, isn't it, from Newcastle?
Oh, is it? Right, okay.
Well, he's on your ass, according to Franny anyway. Past 6 months, been getting a lot of hate on the socials. Recently, I've just hired a little tech guru who can track code, etc., to an address. Violence is not the answer, but let's see who has the last laugh when you have a steaming hot lump of shite on your doorstep, says
Well, I
Joe
tell you
Laws.
what, there's a bigger fucking steaming load of shite in that tweet. Because if you can find me the tech guru who can just pop up at your address with a fucking from your Twitter, let me know who he is. So I can go and get all these cunts that give me stick over the ears. Fucking hell.
Yeah. Go drop a deuce on 412 Pine Lane.
Carter, Mike
Christian
G.
Wood.
Carter, 88, has said, surely Bellew wins Bellew of the week again this week. Talking about Fury AJ falling through an IFL, Tony Anthony said, I feel for them because the only people missing out are the fans, the fighters, and the world. So absolutely everyone there, Tony.
Yeah, yeah. That's a good shout, actually. In the same interview, they asked him whose fault did he think it was that AJ Fury wasn't happening. Now, I'll give you a clue.
Bob Arum.
Whose fault do you think that Tony might have said it was?
Bob Arum.
Do you think it was Eddie Hearn? No.
We are
Bob
the
Arum,
world.
100% Bob Arum's fault, mate. He should have known about that arbitration. Oh,
We should.
hell.
He didn't know about the arbitration. I knew about it in October. So did Frank Warren. I mean, he get Tony. Tony obviously knew about the negotiations and all the comings and goings. All the big hitters were talking and that. Tony should come on. Sorry, Anthony should come in here and actually explain these talks as to how Adam is the one copping all the blame. I'm surprised Frank Warren's walked away for this all squeaky clean because you know how they all hate him.
Yeah, Frank Warren, Bob Arum, Al Heyman, they all waited in the long grass, didn't they, for the sucker? And they suckered it. They suckered Eddie. They got him in the long grass. They all knew what was going on.
Eddie was innocent. Eddie Evening. He was totally innocent. He got led like a lamb to the slaughter. Never saw it coming. You know, he's
Shelley Finkel as well, Andy.
Oh, Shelley Finkel just waited his time like it's all cunning bastards, all sly bastards in the background. Just sitting saying nothing like Al Heyman, praise be to, and wait for your time and just strike. And Eddie, good evening to you. Got caught short.
A final one I've got here. This is an abridged version, but you'll get the gist nonetheless. Colonel Bob Sheridan was injured in a robbery attempt. Hall of Fame boxing broadcaster Colonel Bob Sheridan was a victim of an attempted robbery, suffering something or other while travelling in his new 2021 Corvette, which apparently was worth $200,000 according to Bob, through the city of Victorville, California. There were 8 guys on motorbikes. They saw my car. I knew what they were looking at. They're true criminals. They tried to box me in, and I knew I had to save my life. They were chasing me, speeding up from 40 miles per hour to 70 miles per hour. I did a power spin to the right and hit them. There was a death involved. The police came to investigate. The cops never told me how many of those guys were down. I was taken home by an Air Force colonel. I was pretty beat up because I was hit by one of the motorcycles. I was knocked out for about 3.5 hours, said Sheridan. He's been hospitalised twice, having surgery on his stomach and another surgery scheduled for the end of the month.
This fucking story has a lot of holes in it. Let's take it apart from the start. What the fuck is Colonel Bob Sheridan doing around with a 2021 Corvette worth 200 grand? What's he been doing for money for the last fucking 10 years? He hasn't been on air in 10 years.
Can he even fit in a Corvette the size of that fat cunt?
And as well as that, there's nobody that can drive like that apart from Errol Spence. So I think we want to have a look at him as one of the suspects. And this is worse than one of Uncle Albert's stories. This one.
There was a death involved. Well, I'm not sure how many, but there was a death involved.
But that sounds like something that Gareth A. Davies would have said to fucking Ebony fucking what's her face when he was talking to her late night in Vegas. Yeah, it was a death involved, baby. Brutalmente honesto.
Yeah, ran over a rat as well, baby.
Fuck with Gad, end up dad.
Oh, he's an absolute legend, isn't he? Knocked out as well for 3.5 hours. So there you go. That was the Colonel jumping in there at the end. He's like Don King. You'll never get rid of him. They're all the ones that I have got, Andy. Is there any you want to throw into the mixer?
Teofimo Lopez just for going on again saying like Josh Taylor now avoiding them, how using undisputed tag as cover for some reason. Kid needs to shut the fuck up. Needs to shut up. I mean, Josh Taylor has emptied the division out. Lopez has got one decent win against one top fighter, so just enough talking and more fighting and get a vaccination as well at the same time. Errol Spence as well for calling it Thurman. I don't know what's been going on here, but he called him a cornball and all that sort of stuff. Can he stand him, calling him a dickhead and all that sort of stuff. So, who else we got? there was somebody else that's been right out my head. Kind of quiet week for me, mate, to be honest with you. But nah, that's all I've got just now.
Lovely job, Lee. Matty, any nominations from you, please?
No, I just the Malik and the Bob Sheridan's all I can muster.
Rob, any nominations?
No, just I did a bit of digging into the situation with AB and the wife, Miss Louis Bags. So Miss Louis Bags, she's fed up with people contacting her on Twitter to tell her about Adrian Broner's extracurricular activities, and she said, "That's not my N-word. Hasn't been my N-word for a long time, so I don't care what he does." Either does he, by the looks of it. So soft that shit there from Miss Louis Bags. No, it's been a quiet week, dude, on all fronts, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to go for mine, and I think we all know where we're heading. This is definitely going to be my one this week, boys.
The slow-mo.
Yeah, I'm going to go for that one as well, mate, because you know why? I know my man, Saul Farah. I know him intimately. Speak to him on Facebook. I know he'll give him a rematch. He'd love the rematch, but I must
Not only
admit,
is he giving him a rematch, he's reffing the fight the next time to make sure he doesn't get his own head stamped on.
He's also going to be the boxing inspector as well, and he's going to be the judge for the fight. But I also hear is he's wanting pride rules for the rematch.
Yeah.
You could just imagine you could just imagine afterwards, couldn't you? Someone saying, "Oh, what's in the rules? We're gonna have to disqualify him for that. Where's the commissioner? Saul, should we disqualify him?"
Matt, you think someone was in the corner to the other guy afterwards going, no, man, this is not MMA. Like, can't kick him in the head after. Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry. You know, like Chopper
You
and
can't
Chopper
even
Reed.
kick him in the head on MMA on the ground.
You know, like the Chopper movie. Anyone ever see that movie? Eric Bana plays Chopper Reed, Australian criminal, and he like stabs someone. Then he says, "Oh, sorry, mate. Sorry, mate." He kicked him in the head. Sorry, man. I didn't know you couldn't kick you in the head in boxing. Sorry. Someone should have told me.
Talking of Australia, we had a guy get in touch with us this week. I should have cut it, actually, fair, but I think it was Phil Bennett, maybe you call him. Apologies. But apparently he knows Father Dave going back to the 90s. He used to commentate on his fights, and he's got a load of his fights on VHS. He says, fair play to Dave. He's a lovely fella, but he's one of the worst boxers I've ever seen. And he was well into his 40s back then, so he's not believing the fact Dave's only 50-odd now.
Well, let me see. Will you keep that same energy when Father Dave rolls out as a fucking guest on the live show? Keep that same energy.
All right, he might roll out like this, Rob.
Here comes Father Dave, led out by Tony O'Loughlin. My goodness, Tony, I've known him since the 80s. God love him. He's been a great trainer in the Sydney region for a long, long time.
The punching priest, Father Dave. Tell you what, that's some entrance. He's actually a priest.
Yeah. At the Veteran Boxes, he always opens up the Veteran Boxes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce you to the two.
I swear, when you go to Australia, you enter a fucking different timeline. Nothing is normal there.
He's actually a priest, you drongo. Yeah. Rack off, he's a priest.
Yeah, that's right.
Father Dave is actually a priest, you drongo.
You flaming galah.
Al Stewart's fucking warming up in the other corner.
What's worse, jazzing up that Hallelujah tune or the fucking American National Anthem getting absolutely obliterated by rap musicians in that age? Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Hallelujah.
you get
So Father Dave, you got Yuri the Rabbi. Where's Reverend Randy at? Where's the fucking Archbishop?
those Protestants up to no good again.
Oh, sorry, I've taken the limelight here away from the main man. So I'm going for Saul. You going for Saul as well, Andy?
Yeah, so far, mate, without doubt. I'll need to speak to him about, what happened. Why did you take that and no get involved again? What caused this man to kind of get angry with you in that manner? He's a guy's a debutant. You got no beef with him. So I need to find out for the big man what's been going on here.
Probably fucked his wife.
Yeah, but I see. I seen he posted a picture on Facebook not long ago. Actually, he's got two of his harems with him as well. So it's always
Go on,
doing quite well.
Saul.
It's always doing well sexually, by the way.
It's got to be doing well sexually. Glad we just made that up, us.
Yeah, that was good, that, Rob.
That was good, us.
TM, baby. Saul Farah for you, is it, Rob?
Oh, it's got to be. And I think Saul, in fairness to him, right, he's got to take... he's got to go down the Irish Traveller route now. If he loses the fair one, he has to call for a dirty one because he was fouled in the fight. So any man can get 12 weeks training. You get your 12 weeks training. I'll get me 12 weeks training. Put down your kick-up money and we'll have a dirty fight. And I'll lay you like a chalk ice. I heard that's what Saul Farah is after saying in the build-up to the second fight. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this plays out. For Top Spy.
It's a good thing, Matty, that they had the cars at ringside, I think, last night, so we could light up the arena to actually see Saul getting kicked out. Terrible scenes there. Are you going for him for Bellew of the Week?
Because it doesn't move the needle at all, I'm actually going to go for Colonel Bob going, attempting to get beyond Thunderdome, apparently.
Yeah, good old
we could throw it open to the listeners and say, what would be the best fight that you can remember that ended with a knockout where you would have wanted the guy to kick the opponent in the head afterwards? see where this could go. one for the live show. I shouldn't jump the gun
No,
on
you
that
shouldn't.
Well, Tommy's just go back to me about that
Marquez.
live show. Tommy's go back to me about that live show. He says he's up for it, but he's requesting we also try and get some live fights on it.
Ooh,
But I said, but we could pick guys with the crowd for that. No problem.
you could see Tommy fighting Saul Farah, couldn't you?
No, I'm going to give Coogan a shout, actually. See if he gets rank and can fucking fight.
Why would I want to do a charity boxing match with you? That's what Coogan would say, Andy.
Yeah, but Coogan's like banter these days, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah, Saul Farah, congratulations there. Like a
Be
ridiculous
awkward,
fight
it'd be
night.
awkward if Coogan's trying to kick someone in the head, won't it?
Gave his head in.
Okay, you fucking head in.
If I could hit it.
You fucking mag.
You guys ought to have the fights to raise money for cancer research or something, and just have Andy sitting in the corner. Don't have him ask him any questions. Just let him assume.
I better shave my brows off now as well. I think it.
Hey, listen. I'll tell you off here.
For all of you listeners, Rob always has an amazing anecdote every time we go off air. He always tells us.
Let me tell you about when the Wu-Tang Clan came to town.
That's another
Las
fucking
Vegas,
off-air one, by the way.
crashed cars, all sorts, man. The whole
stop.
gamut.
DMX crashing out in Wexford Town Hall.
You could totally be MTK's point man. I mean, I could see you living that life.
I already am. So watch it.
Great bunch of boys there.
Very much lads. Congratulations, Saul Farah. You are the Bellew of the Week and your opponent, Pedro Tabares, for episode 428.